To begin, we are proud, as always, to recognize the winners of the parade and art contest from this year's 4th of July Parade and Fun Fest. Tonight, we will present awards to parade entries that truly embodied the spirit of Moreno Valley, as well as certificates of recognition to the talented students who placed in the art contest held in partnership with the Moreno Valley Unified School District. Each parade winner has earned a title and trophy for their outstanding participation this year. And as you can see, or you will see in just a moment, because on camera I know you can't see everybody out in the crowd, but the pride and spirit of Moreno Valley shines brighter than ever. And every year, the 4th of July Fun Fest and Parade is our biggest event of the year. The attendance is always outstanding, and families, children always having fun. In the parade, you see, the pride of celebrating the 4th of July and our country's independence. And it's just really nice to be able to have those moments that we could share together and then come here and recognize everybody that participated. In this case, the parade winners, which are the American Legion Post 574 Parade of Stars. Next, Pacific Crest Band for Most Entertaining. Next, Turning Point Pentecostal Church for Outstanding Community Display. Next up, Moreno Valley Unified School District Marching Band for Outstanding Non-Commercial Entry. L+A Bins for Outstanding Commercial Entry. The Noriega family for Outstanding Vehicle Entry. The Liberty 2 Aquatic Float for Outstanding Craftsmanship. In addition, we are proud to recognize the winners of the art contest, representing students from various elementary and middle schools in the Moreno Valley Unified School District. The winners are elementary school winners. First place goes to Athena Morales, 5th grade from Edgemont Elementary. Second place for elementary school winners is Jasleen Carr, 4th grade, Northridge Elementary. And third place for elementary school winners is Allison Ruiz, 5th grade, Edgemont Elementary. And then one more category here, and then I think we'll start maybe inviting folks up, and I'll ask my colleagues on the council so they can join us and we could take a picture as well. The middle school winners. First place, Anika Quiñones, 7th grade from Vista Heights Middle School. Second place, Aaliyah Herrera, 8th grade, Vista Heights Middle School. And third place, Cynthia Hernandez, 8th grade, also Vista Heights Middle School. Very well represented there, Vista Heights Middle School. Well done, well done. So can we give everyone a big round of applause for all of their hard work and their creativity? Thank you for being part of the festivities here. And I'm just gonna look to my team here to make sure, that we get everybody their certificates. And
Let's start with this. We'll call out a name.
Athena Morales?
if you hear your name, go ahead and join us up here, and we'll go ahead and give you your trophy. And if we could give them a round of applause as they come up, please. Jasleen Carr.
Come stand over here.
Come on up.
Anika Quinones?
Hernandez.
Cynthia Hernandez. She's not here? Okay, we'll make sure to get this to her. What's that?
Those are the art ones, right? Let's take a picture with the art ones.
All right, let's do a group picture and then we'll move to the next one.
They can get you all holding the trophies, maybe. Councilman, if I can get you in the back, or if I can get you right there, or over here. And actually, no, that's fine right there. We'll do that. All right. All right, and 3, 2, 1. All right.
Oh, yes. Can we get one more with our
Yeah, of course,
artwork?
of course.
And if the families are here as well, feel free to bring your phone, come up here, you can snap your picture as well.
And then I'll grab the other one that didn't get here.
You can get closer if you like.
That way she gets her picture.
All right, and 1, 2, 3. Wonderful. You got that? You're good?
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Amika?
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Let me show you. Amika? Oh, there we go. I'm gonna make sure we got the right one.
The other group of students.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go ahead and call up the next group so we could take a picture as well for, is it the Parade of Stars? Yeah, the folks for the Parade of Stars, if you could please join us up here, if we could give them a round of applause. Looks like they may not be here this evening. Let's see here. What's the next one that you have there?
The next one we have up here is Alan A. Binns. Alan A. Binns.
LNA Bins, if you could please join us. Thank you for joining us. Good to see you. Congratulations. Thanks for joining. Congratulations.
Just join us here.
Yeah, just show us
I'll
up
hold
here
them
in the
back.
picture. And then we'll,
You'll sit here, and then we're gonna get the other one.
we're gonna take a photo. Come this way because we're gonna get the other ones. Are we gonna do it, you're gonna do everybody's, right?
Yes.
You wanna do everybody's right now?
Yes.
Okay.
The Pacific Crest Band.
Turning Point Pentecostal Church.
This is what happens when Gary's not here. Okay, who's next?
The marching band, MBUSD.
Yeah, we're still calling everyone up.
And then just come up here and take a photo. Liberty Aquatic Float.
Do we have one more?
Norwega family. And American Legion, code 574.
Get you to like second step in the back.
Second step in. Did everybody?
Yes.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit this way. Perfect. And you're good, you're good. I'm trying to see everyone's face.
Okay.
A little bit, yeah. All right. If I can get everyone looking at the camera. All right, and 1, 2, 3. All right, wonderful.
Alrighty, and before we move on to our next presentation, can we give everybody one more big round of applause, please? Thank you so much again for participating. Some of you, you've been participating in the parade for years. For some, maybe it's the first or second time, but every year it seems to grow. We get more entries, we get more interest for the parade and the Fun Fest, and we certainly hope to see you at the next event next year as well. And so with that, we'll go ahead and move into our second special presentation of this evening. And I would like to call up my colleague, Councilmember Erlan Gonzalez, who will recognize California's 175th anniversary of statehood and the nation's 250th anniversary of independence.
Thank you, Mayor. As the Mayor mentioned, we have the privilege of honoring two historic milestones. Our beautiful state of California, 175th anniversary, and the 250th anniversary of our nation's independence. These anniversaries remind us of California's remarkable journey since 1850 and the enduring values of freedom, resilience, and progress that define our nation. This is a moment to reflect on the generations before us, celebrate the progress we've achieved, and look forward to the promise of the future. Joining us to accept this proclamation are representatives from the office of Governor Gavin Newsom. Karina Cabrera, Deputy Director of Strategic Engagement, External Affairs. Sky Connors, Southern California Coordinator, External Affairs, and Maurice Lyles, Southern California Regional Director. Please give them a warm welcome to the stage. We are truly honored to welcome the Governor's Office to the City of Moreno Valley this evening on behalf of our community and extend our deepest gratitude. California is not only the most populous state in the nation, but also the fifth largest economy in the world, leading in innovation, culture, and opportunity. From its rich history to its diverse communities, California's story is one of resilience, achievement, and inspiration. At this time, I would like to read the official proclamation commemorating California's 175th anniversary of statehood and the 250th anniversary of our nation's independence. And I'm going to read the proclamation. Whereas on September 9th, 2025, California will celebrate its 175th anniversary of statehood, having been admitted as the 31st state of the United States of America on September 9th, 1850. Whereas California has long been a beacon of ingenuity, innovation, resilience, joy, and a strong sense of community belonging. Whereas this anniversary provides an opportunity to recognize and celebrate the diverse cultures, achievements, and stories that have shaped California. Whereas the people of California are encouraged to engage in civic participation, storytelling, and creative partnerships to uplift the spirit of the state. Whereas the communities across California are invited to commemorate this anniversary through local events, celebrations, service projects, and by lighting buildings in blue and gold, the official state colors on September 9th and throughout the year. Whereas this celebration acknowledges California's contributions to the nation and beyond, with hopes to inspire future generations. Now therefore be it resolved that the City of Moreno Valley proudly recognizes the 175th anniversary of California statehood and joins in the statewide celebration of this historic occasion. The nation's 250th anniversary of independence. Whereas the United States of America will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the significance of the Declaration of Independence in the summer of 2026, marking a significant milestone in the nation's history. Whereas the milestone offers an opportunity for all Americans to reflect on the enduring principles of liberty, justice, equality, and democracy that have guided our nation through times of challenge and triumph. Whereas this commemoration serves to unite communities across the country in celebration through civic engagement, cultural events, public service, education, storytelling, and remembrance of the struggles and achievements that have shaped our shared history. Whereas the 250th anniversary is not only a celebration of the past, but also a call to action for the future, inspiring citizens to renew their commitment to strengthening our democracy, preserving our freedoms, and ensuring a more just and inclusive society for generations to come. Whereas this momentous anniversary fosters a deeper understanding of the nation's shared history and the ongoing commitment to freedom and unity. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City of Moreno Valley proudly recognizes the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States of America and joins in the statewide commemoration of this momentous occasion. Once again, we thank you for being here with us to mark this special occasion. Now I would like to invite our representatives from the Governor's Office to share a few words with us.
Thank you. On behalf of Governor Gavin Newsom and the state of California, Karina and I are honored to accept this proclamation as we celebrate 175 years of California's statehood. For nearly 2 centuries, California has been defined by resilience, innovation, and diversity, and Moreno Valley captures those values in full. This is one of California's fastest growing cities, where families from every background have come here to put down roots, pursue opportunity, and contribute to a vibrant and diverse community. Moreno Valley is also a hub of innovation and economic opportunity. Your city has become a leader in manufacturing, an industry that has powered California to become the 4th largest economy in the world as a state. And Moreno Valley is leading on sustainability by having California's largest electric vehicle fleet. California is where the future happens first. In Moreno Valley, you see that future every day, a community that is growing, innovating, and building towards a brighter tomorrow while staying true to the values that unite us. So on behalf of the Governor, I want to thank Mayor Cabrera, the Honorable City Council, and the people of Moreno Valley. This proclamation not only honors 175 years of California's history, but it celebrates the role Moreno Valley is playing in shaping its future. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, this concludes our next and last recognition, recognizing Hispanic Heritage Month, presented by Mayor Pro Tem Baca Santa Cruz.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We will now present our final special presentation of the evening. Tonight, we are proud to recognize September as Hispanic Heritage Month, observed annually from September 15th through October 15th. During this month-long celebration, we acknowledge and honor the rich and diverse Hispanic cultures across the country, but especially here in Moreno Valley. These cultures have played a significant role in shaping our city, from their art and education to language, entrepreneurship, and leadership. Their contributions have helped make Moreno Valley the vibrant community it is today. Tonight, we celebrate and express our gratitude to our Hispanic communities for their enduring impact. To represent these wonderful communities and their achievements, we would like to invite the Moreno Valley Hispanic Chamber of Commerce to the stage. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. Since its founding in 1993, of which my mother was a founder, the Moreno Valley Hispanic Chamber of Commerce has served the city as a nonprofit and voluntary organization. With members that include both Hispanic and non-Hispanic members and businesses and professionals, the Chamber works to build a strong socioeconomic foundation for the betterment of the entire community. The Hispanic and Latino community in Moreno Valley makes up more than 60% of this city's population and contributes significantly to our workforce, helping drive our economy and future growth. In addition to advocating for local business development, the Chamber also champions quality healthcare and community leadership through its dedicated board of directors. Let me read a little bit of the proclamation. Hand it over to you, please. I will read some of it. Whereas the city of Moreno Valley proudly joins the national celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month, observed each September 15th through the October 15th and invites residents of all backgrounds to honor, experience, and embrace the rich traditions, histories, and cultures that shape our shared community. And whereas first established in 1968 by President Lyndon Johnson and later expanded to a month-long observation, Hispanic Heritage Month begins on September 15th, a recognition of El Grito de Dolores, the historic call for Mexico's independence in 1810, and coincides with the independence of anniversaries of several Latin American nations. And whereas throughout this month, our community will come together for cultural, educational, and civic events that highlight the resilience, creativity, and achievements of Hispanic and Latino Americans, deepening our understanding and appreciation of their essential role in shaping our past, present, and future. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Mayor and City Council of the City of Moreno Valley, on behalf of all of its residents and staff, do hereby recognize September 15th through October 15th, 2025 as Hispanic Heritage Month, and encourage everyone to join in celebrating the invaluable contributions of our Hispanic and Latino communities. And now, would you like to share a few words with us tonight?
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, Mayor Cabrera, and the council for this meaningful proclamation in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month. I'm Edwin Quinones. I'm the current president of the Moreno Valley Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here with Karina Cocoletzi, our past president, to accept this proclamation on behalf of our chamber. As a Hispanic chamber, we are extremely proud to celebrate our culture, our contributions in our community here in Moreno Valley, but even more proud during Hispanic Heritage Month. Our mission is to promote, support, and encourage the advancement of Hispanic and minority-owned businesses in our city, and also to promote education, cultural awareness by linking our small businesses with our community organizations. With 60% of our residents being of Hispanic background, together with the city, we need to continue preserving the cultural heritage that enriches our city. Thank you, Mayor, City Council, for your leadership and your commitment to making our city stronger, empowering our community and our businesses to continue fostering economic growth. Thank you for this recognition, and a big thank you also to the entire city team for the great event last night.
Gentlemen on top a little bit closer, if I can get you stepping just a bit. There we go. Wonderful. All right, and 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Well, thank you once again for everyone that joined us this evening, especially to everybody that comprised those 3 special presentations. This was a longer than usual one. I know there was a lot of recipients, but it's always important to shine a spotlight, on everybody that in various different ways is contributing to the betterment of the city of Moreno Valley and beyond. So I just want to thank once again on behalf of the entire City Council, our team here at City Hall, and all of our residents, to all of those who participated in the 4th of July parade. Thank you to the governor's office as well for joining us here this evening to recognize the 175th anniversary of the state. And of course, to the Hispanic Chamber for your continued work and making the El Grito celebration yesterday such a success. So thank you once again, everybody, for joining us this evening. We hope you enjoy the rest of the evening, and we hope you will come back soon to join us again. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the joint meeting of the City Council of the City of Moreno Valley. The City Council receives a separate stipend from the Community Services District if any CSD business is conducted at this meeting. I now call this meeting to order on September 16th, 2025 at 6:02 p.m. Would any of my colleagues like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance today? Mayor Pro Tem will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this evening, and please remain standing for the invocation given this evening by Pastor Donnie Wilson from Lighthouse Baptist Church.
Please place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
Good evening, Pastor.
Good evening. Good to see you all. Let's pray tonight. God Almighty, we come before you today with grateful hearts, acknowledging that every good gift comes from your hand. As we gather this council meeting, we are reminded of the promises in 2 Chronicles 7:14, that if your people will humble themselves, pray, seek your face, and turn from their wicked ways, you will hear from heaven and forgive our sins and heal our land. Lord, that is our cry today. Send revival. Revive our city with a renewed sense of righteousness, integrity, and compassion. Revive our families with righteousness, love, and strong godly foundations. Revive our leaders with wisdom that come from above, courage to do that which is right, and a servant's heart to bless those they represent. Lord, we ask that this revival begin with us, stirring our hearts to humility, prayer, and repentance. May this meeting be marked not only by wise decisions, but by a spirit of cooperation and a pursuit of what is good, just, and honorable in your sight. Father, heal our land, guide our leaders, and awaken people to walk in your ways. We ask all this in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you very much. Once again, Pastor Donnie Wilson from Lighthouse Baptist Church. Appreciate you joining us. Next up, item D, roll call, please, and I'll turn it over to our city clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Bernard,
Here.
Councilmember Gonzalez,
Here.
Councilmember Delgado is absent, so Mayor Pro Tem Santa Cruz,
Here.
and Mayor Cabrera.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item E, motions to excuse. We do not have any requests for excused absences, so we'll go ahead and move into item F. Staff introductions, please.
Patty Rodriguez, City Clerk.
Sonia Gomez, Senior Deputy City Clerk.
Stephen Quintanilla, City Attorney.
Brian Mohan, City Manager.
Lonnie Jimenez, Assistant City Manager of Administration.
Dina Hill, Chief Financial Officer, City Treasurer.
Angelica Frausto-Libo, Community Development Director.
Kyle Wersinski, Economic Development Director.
Melissa Walker, Director of Public Works.
Dan Monto, Parks and Landscape Services Division Manager.
Robert Cardenas, Human Resources Director.
Jesse Park, Fire Chief.
Sarah Mack, Chief of Police.
Thank you very much, staff. As always, a pleasure to be here in the chamber with you. Next item is G, approval of order of the agenda, and I will look to my colleagues to see if there are any questions, any requests. If not, we can go ahead and entertain a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Please call for the vote.
Councilmember Bernard,
Yes.
Councilmember Gonzalez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Santa Cruz,
Yes.
and Mayor Cabrera.
Yes.
You.
Thank you. That motion passes with 4 yeses. Next is item H, public comments on matters not on the agenda. The city now offers language translation services through a free app called Wordly. The app automatically translates a variety of languages into English and vice versa. To use this service, please scan the QR code at the speaker's sign-up table by the double doors. For the visually impaired, please use your earphones or earbuds to listen to the verbal translation. If you do not have any such listening devices, please let the city clerk staff know, and we are glad to let you borrow some for this meeting. La ciudad ahora ofrece servicios de traducción de idiomas a través de una aplicación gratuita llamada Wordly. Si gustan usar ese servicio, por favor avísenle a la secretaria y entregue una tarjeta para hablar. Para usar la traducción, escanea el código QR que está en la mesa junto a las puertas. Before we move on to public comments, I'd like to remind everyone to direct their comments to the City Council. For comments on items on tonight's agenda, each speaker will have a total of 3 minutes to comment. Madam Clerk, are there any requests to comment on non-agenda items?
We do, Mayor. Thank you. The first 3 speakers are Fred Benuelos, followed by David Nielsen, followed by Richard Bolter.
Hello, everyone. El Grito, excuse me. Great event. I loved it. I'm glad it wasn't canceled. I didn't get a chance to dance too much. I had to work the next day, so I left and stayed away from the bar area. But it was a great event. I love that it still went on and wasn't canceled. One of the things I got to try, I'd never tried it before, is that mural with the app. I think it's iJack. I've never done it before. Kind of interesting. Kind of liked it. You know, it was interesting. Let's see what else we want to talk about. I see on social media that Bike Moval is putting some information that the pump track is coming along. I'm loving that. My son's looking at it. You probably want to bring my grandson down here, so we can't wait for that to open. You know, one of the things that I did to help make that area safe is help with the parking situation in the bike lanes. That is getting better. There's some new signs that I saw that were put out there, so I thank you guys for putting those new no parking signs. There's always legal parking in the area, so just park legally and you won't get a ticket. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, I saw that Moreno Valley Unified School District was here tonight, and one of the things, you know, I spoke over there recently, but over there they have like a timer that lets you know when you have 30 seconds left. So I don't know if you guys can do that. Kind of helps me not have to look over here at this clock, but I think that'd be a good feature to just let us know that stop talking, get out, you know, you're done. Let's see, anything else? Let's see. No, I think that's it, you guys. Again, El Grito, that was a great event. I loved it. It was a great crowd. It was a good turnout. Very good and great event. I felt fine, you know, safe. It was just everybody had a good time, and I'm glad you guys didn't cancel it. Thank you.
The next 3 speakers are David Nielsen, followed by Richard Bolter, followed by Christopher Baca.
All right, good evening, Mayor Cabrera and City Council persons. My name is David Nielsen. I'm the Operations Manager of the Hole in the Wall. Just a quick overview. We're here to just give a quick report on our second year of our pilot program grant. And so as of September 6, 2025, we're in our 3rd quarter of our second year of the grant. We've had 61 new persons sign up as clients for our Community Homeless Solutions program in this 3rd quarter, added to our previous 128 clients this year, carried over from the 1st and 2nd quarter of 2025, for a current total of 189 participants to date. This continues to trend and increase compared to the same date in 2024. And so we have a program we're very proud of, and it's very successful within the Community Homeless Solutions, and it's the Essential Services Readiness Program. One of the things we offer is a mailing address. And why is that so vital? Because our mailing address meets the Riverside residency requirements for all sorts of agencies, including IHP and Medi-Cal and EBT. And so that Riverside residency entitles clients to receive an ID voucher, and if needed, a birth certificate voucher that we do give out entitles them to county ID, and the county ID entitles them to get a Social Security card. And even if a birth certificate may be needed for that Social Security card, we're going to help them get it. So this helps the homeless and those who are in need to be work ready, program ready, benefits ready, and housing ready. So we try to set up our clients with success by doing that. So out of our 189 clients, 71 are actively using these mail services, enabling them to get important documents that may affect their ability to get into programs, as well as to stay current with the programs they're already in. So we concentrate on 2 areas, and that's one is prevention and one is intervention. So the first 90 days is crucial to the prevention of chronic homelessness, and the first 2 years are crucial for the intervention of chronic homelessness. And so we do intensive work with these clients. We guide them to programs, referrals. We get information on them so we can direct them appropriately to what they may qualify or not qualify for. And so this year, up to this date, we've had 31 people that we've been able to get into housing. We have 17 persons we've been able to get into alcohol and drug treatment, and then we have another 11, right, that we're currently working with that we hope to get into housing and programs. And so it's interesting because this time of the year it gets super, super busy. It seemed like a slower summer. September hit, and all of a sudden we just have people are waiting in line to get help. You know, and we know that's due to the elements and some other issues, you know, but we just continue to be so thankful for the grant that we've got, and we're able to do these things for the community of Moreno Valley. It's a pleasure and honor to serve you. Tomorrow we'll be giving a more in-depth report.
The next three speakers are Richard Bolter, followed by Christopher Baca, followed by Lindsay Robinson.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. My name is Richard Bolter. I am the Corporate Financial Officer of the Hole in Wall, the place David was just talking about. I'm here to deliver your financial report for this quarter. You know, David was talking about how it seemed a little slow. You know, my heart's saying, you know, these guys put in a lot of work with these guys. They do a lot of research and communicating to get these people into programs. And the records, it's looking like, I'm hoping this is what it is, because at this last quarter, we're actually saving about $1,200, you know, which means that they're not on the street coming to us for meals. Hopefully they're in housing. Hopefully they're in some place doing something different besides sitting on our streets, you know, in whatever condition that they're in. I want to thank you, like David, for the continued supports. You know, it means a lot to us. It really takes a lot of the ease off of us to provide said things that David was talking about, the hygiene and clothes and water and lunches and meals. We truly appreciate that. And once again, thank you. My name is Richard Bolter. Thank you.
The next three speakers are Christopher Baca, followed by Lindsay Robertson, followed by Seth Cox.
Good afternoon, community, elected officials, and staff. Again, my comments are my own. They're not influenced by anybody, and they don't represent anybody else's views but my own. My following comments, I would like them to be referred over to the District Attorney Government Integrity Unit, and I'd also like our mayor to be a little more to be proactive and look into this matter furtherly. What I'm referring to is a scoping meeting that occurred on August 20th, and that was that had to do with the Rajo Balago Estate, also known as Gilman Springs, which is another one of the Highland Fairview farces that is trying to, basically what they're trying to do is, on the other side of Gilman Springs, run all the services through the WLC in order for them to tap into it. So it's just a bunch of corruption. But anyhow, what happened is that apparently on August 4th, Mohan sent a letter to Perez, who is the Chief Operating Officer for the County of Riverside. And he sent them a letter, and I'm trying to get a copy of that letter. I made public records request, and I have not been able to get that letter. After that, Mr. Sean on August 8th sent a letter, and Mr. Perez responded, "We generally don't entertain for these sorts of things, and agreements are done by the regular board action." Okay, so that's kind of fishy right there. Then afterwards, on August 6th, Vanessa Lecrosse, she also sent a letter to Perez requesting and sending agreements. I'm also trying to get those public records requests. On August 12th, John Perez, again, the COO, regarding the annexation of the lead agency status for the city, sent him a letter, you know, clearing it out. So this doesn't sound right to me. Again, this is corruption. I believe. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think this really needs to be looked into. This is all the nonsense that's been going on with Highland Fairview, you know, as far as funding and all this money that's going in for these farces can be used for employees, for our city, and, you know, basically the taxpayers are paying for a farce. You know, that should be of a concern to the community, you know, and it should be a concern that our staff is working as shields for special interest. I believe that's a crime. I believe that's racketeering possibly, and I really.
The next three speakers are Lindsay Robinson, followed by Seth Cox, followed by Morgan Valley.
Good evening, council, staff, and community. I'm here representing myself, but also speaking for a lot of the Northeast residents. We got a notice of preparation for Moreno Meadows on September 12th, another attack on the large lot animal keeping area where we all live. What did the Northeast residents ever do to generate this type of disrespect and attacks and hatred from the staff? We are defined as east of LaSalle, south of the county line, west of Theodore, all the way down to Cottonwood, was supposed to be large lot animal keeping. South of the freeway has already been ruined with warehouses and high density housing. And now you're trying to ruin the rest of our neighborhood with this project with 555 homes because it's including ADUs as bonus density. We've exceeded our cycle of state mandated housing last cycle. We're way ahead of it for the next probably 3 cycles. We do not need high density housing up there. You need to protect our large lot animal keeping. What good is an equestrian center if you can no longer have horse properties up there? You know, this needs to stop. We bring in a lot of money, we pay our taxes. The municipal code also says we're supposed to have trails on one side of our roads similar to Norco. Similar to Norco is not in the municipal code, but that's an example. 40 plus years, we don't have a single trail. There never seems to be money. 20 years ago, we requested a light at Locust and Redlands. No money. But who gets all the money? Benzivi, he wants signs for Rancho Belago. 85,000 taxpayer dollars plus is what the city gave me as how much we spent. Then he wants to change Theodore. We pay for the signs, another 120,000 plus. You know, this is taxpayer money that should be used for us, not him. The city can find grants for his interchange. Why can't they find grants for our light and our trails? I'm sorry. And low income. Some of these ADUs are supposed to be low income. How can you require a person to have a low income rental on their property? It's not going to be enforced. We know that's a lie just to slide this through with the bonus density law. Come on. Low income needs to be near public transportation. We don't have public transportation there. Benzivi's 15,000 apartments should have had low and moderate income included, but he got all market rate. So we are a large lot animal keeping, and it needs to stay that way. So stop this project now. Respect the Northeast residents. We've been paying taxes. Our homes have been there longer than the city's been here. So start working for us and not these developers who don't live here and suffer the consequences.
The next 3 speakers are Seth Cox, followed by Morgan Valley, followed by Benjamin Schuler.
Evening, council, staff, community. Seth Cox, community speaker of about 40 years. I'm speaking for myself and not any city organization. I want to talk about CAM fees. Most of you know what they are. The community area maintenance fees that tenants in commercial buildings and all, and malls and all pay monthly. There are many, many parking lots in this city that haven't been repaved, haven't been patched, haven't been restriped in decades, okay? I've been here 40 years, right, before it was even a city. So, and I get to drive through most of those on some of the organizations I work with, and they're terrible. What are those absentee owners, and maybe some local owners, doing with that CAM money every year? Sitting on it? I mean, if they haven't done anything in the thing for 10 years, they probably pocketed $150,000 and nobody's calling them on it. The tenants can't complain because then they get booted out when their lease comes up, you know? So I would like the city to be an advocate for those tenants and the community of Moreno Valley to have the parking lots repaired. We've spent millions and millions of dollars to make our city streets better. Restriped them, they look great. Yes, there's been hiccups. Yes, everybody doesn't agree with it, but we've made an effort, okay? City parks, we have a beautification program. The community comes out and helps us keep the parks beautiful. So I think those landlords, those property owners should be held to the same standard. Keep your parking lots up to standard for the city. I'll give back a minute. Thanks.
The next three speakers are Morgan Valle, followed by Benjamin Schuler, followed by Nikita Wilson.
Sorry. Hi. I wanted to talk to you guys today about road safety and bike lanes. I bike all over town. I bike to commute. I bike for recreation. And first I wanted to start by saying thank you to the city council and to city staff for the improvements that we already have for road safety with road diets, the wide bike lanes, new pedestrian infrastructure, the hawk signals. All of that is phenomenal. So I wanted to say thank you. I also want to say thank you to the staff for their response to issues. Whenever I have an issue with the light that won't detect me, it's usually fixed by the next day. If the road, when we were restriping, some of the bike lanes didn't line up, they fixed that really quickly. So I want to say thank you to Terry, Julian, and I've spoken to Sean. Everyone has been super kind and very helpful with getting those issues resolved. Today, I really want to talk about Morrison. We already had a comment about the bike lanes on Morrison. I know you guys know the issue. It has been really great. Soccer started again the last 2 weekends, and thanks to RSO heavily ticketing, there have been very few violations on Morrison. The pump track is going to be opening, so there's going to be a lot more people riding bikes up and down that street. And what I've heard from some of the parents is they're going to ask you guys to let them park on Saturdays on the bike lanes. And I want to make sure we're all working from a place where we have the same information. The bike lanes on Morrison are about 5 feet wide, some places a little bit narrower. The average American car is almost 6 feet wide. And most of the cars that are there for soccer games or baseball games are going to be SUVs, which are 6 to 7 feet wide. So we can't really just say, yeah, you can park there on the weekends, because then they're in the travel lane and the bike lane. So to do that, we would either have to close lanes, which involves putting up signage and cones and all kinds of things, or we would have to restripe the road. So when they come to you saying, hey, just let us park there on Saturdays, it's really a safety issue, because then they're not only blocking the bike lane, but also the travel lane. And I ride out there all the time. I see kids going up and down. I've seen some kids trying to get onto the pump track already because everybody's really excited about it. So I just want to make sure if we're making changes to the road that we're looking at it from a perspective of data and not just, well, we want to be able to park here. So thank you again so much for all of your guys' support. This weekend was much better, and hopefully we're all looking forward to the pump track. So thank you so much.
The next two speakers are Benjamin Schuler, followed by Nikita Wilson.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, and city reps. I am the founder of the Hole in the Wall, as you heard from two of our board members. We at the Hole in the Wall, we're located on 24187 Postal. We deal with the homeless community every day, and we want to make a difference. And we thank the city for the funding we received. And we're asking if we can continue with that program, because even though it looks like a lot, it's not a lot, because the homeless are in need. Right now, we're getting ready for our Thanksgiving giveaway, which we give away 40 turkey boxes every year, and we provide a full Thanksgiving dinner for the homeless, where they come, they get a full meal. We also would like to be able to provide bus passes, food vouchers, clothing, hygiene, and things like that. All of that costs money. We're a small operation, but we're on the front lines boots on the ground. We're providing services that is highly needed. And even though we want it to go away, it's not going away. Another thing I wanted to be able to present is, if all possible, I don't know who I need to speak with, city council-wise. Sometimes we have a family that just need a shower, that just need a place to go for a night. You know, they're on their way into getting permanent housing. Maybe there's some paperwork being held up. So we want to be able to, some kind of way, be able to provide a hotel voucher where they can utilize a night with a family with children, to where they can be able to get off the street just for a night. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot to us because we have that luxury, but to a homeless person, taking a shower is very huge. So I'm going to be presenting that with the city. I will be at the ad hoc meeting tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be able to have that conversation, as well as one more thing, and I'm going to get out the way. The homeless congregate in parking lots and vacant lots. And no matter how many times the police chase them away, they go away for a day, they come back the next day. So I'm wondering if at that ad hoc meeting we can provide secure trash bins, where instead of leaving the trash on the curb to where the business owner or the property owner have to clean it up, we know the homeless are going to congregate. We cannot get rid of them. We can chase them away, but they come back. So if we can put in designated areas, and my organization is willing to help with that, to where those trash bins are manned, and where the trash, rather than throw on the streets of Moreno Valley that makes the streets look awful, they at least have a place to put their trash. So I don't want to take any.
The next two speakers are Nikita Wilson, followed by Roy Bleckard.
Well, hello, amazing, powerful people in the room. I feel honored. Mayor, City Council. My name is Nikita Wilson. I'm a long-standing resident here in the city of Moreno Valley, went to Moreno Valley High School. Recently, and I also have a nonprofit. I do a lot of work in the community post-COVID. Now I have PTSD from COVID, so I kind of don't go out too much, but needless to say, recently me and my children went through discrimination at a property out here. I did go to the last city council meeting. I spoke with Mrs. Bernard. She's been so great at giving us comfort during such a hard time that we experience. I am here because I want to be an advocate and a voice that there's a mandate on leadership that needs to take place in this city. Because let me tell you, it is hard to send healthy children to school when you have landlords who are receiving governmental assistance for these nonprofits taking and treating people poorly at these apartment complexes, as in ours. We were dealing with mold for 5 years. My children were getting sick. Once I complained, I was completely discriminated against, illegally evicted. I was put out of my home. Me and my children just got back into our apartment after 4 months. What they do at our complex is they take people and literally throw them into vacant units without properly assisting them. If you hear the stories that has happened on this property, it is disgusting. It is foul. It is heartbreaking. Next month, we will be taking the manager to court because we believe that she, did this she was like getting our cars towed and taking the money. And so next month we're going to be going to court to take her to court. And there's just been so much stuff that this community has been through. Also, I would like to complain and bring to the attention, like with certain business owners. I lost everything. Me and my children just lost everything. I was down to a basket of clothes, went to a laundry facility out here to wash my clothes, and my clothes caught on fire. The laundry facility has already been shut down to being caught on fire like 2 years ago. When I spoke to, we had to call the fire department out and everything, and it was in flames. And he told me he wouldn't do anything. So these are hazardous to the community, So I just wanted to kind of talk about, having a mandate on leadership requiring people to do what they're supposed to do with profit money, nonprofit monies, and in these businesses for the community, if that makes sense. Thank you all for your time.
The next speaker is Roy Bleckard.
As the young lady who so eloquently just spoke before me
made out the case of why you don't want government housing, why you don't want the government to be taking over your lives and running every aspect of it. Can we get back to the principles that founded the greatest country in the history of the world that we are privileged enough to be living in today? That's empowering the individual that they can make the choices so they don't have PSDT or whatever that is from COVID that you guys caused and everybody else, that you locked them out, you locked our kids out and everyone's kids out of school for 2 years. You're seeing the seeds that you've sown. We've got leadership. We just got it in the wrong direction. We've seen it, the direction it's going, and trying to silence the voices who have brought you the solutions and the principles that will not let us hear what you just heard. I was in this community when you didn't have those problems. Because you could make it on your own. You didn't need the government to come in and save you. Because just like the young lady said, your clothes will burn up. You can provide that leadership. You can provide that leadership in Moreno Valley that's going to put this. Let's do the things that's going to put us on the map as the leaders that are going to solve these problems, like the hole in the wall gang guys are bringing out. Yes, you can solve vagrancy. We didn't have it. That's the evidence. And we have to have that mindset that we are not going to have that, and we're going to put it in place where it is not going to happen. We're not going to back down. I'm glad we had El Grito because we're not cowering in fear ever again.
Mayor, that concludes all of public comments on items not on tonight's agenda.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk, and thank you to all of our public speakers for coming out as well. We'll go ahead and move into item I, which is the joint consent calendars. Before I open the consent calendar for public comment, I will ask my fellow council members if there are any items that they wish to remove from the consent calendar for separate action. Okay, seeing none, we can go ahead and move into public comment for the entirety of the consent calendar. Madam Clerk, do we have any requests to speak on the consent calendar?
The first two speakers are Christopher Baca, followed by Roy Bleckert.
Good evening. So again, on these issues of annexing areas and so forth, this again is how the corrupt government can do things without the public's knowledge. Not necessarily these, but there can be others, and that's the way it's done on how the special interest infiltrates local governments into paying for their infrastructures, paying for their things that they agreed to do on their development agreements, but yet the local government pays these kind of things off for them. So I just encourage everybody, the community and staff, to keep an eye open on these things. You need to overlook your own staff. You need to overlook your fellow employees. that are as corrupt as can be. I don't know if they're getting paid under the table. Are they getting Macy's credit cards, gift cards? Are they being sent to Hawaii? Who knows? But there are methods, and this is occurring in our city, where the city is paying for stuff for developers that they agree to pay on. This is a lot of money that can be used for employees. There should be no employee here that's making less than $30 an hour, any city employee. There shouldn't be any staff that is not being paid equivalent to some of these. I believe our attorney is making $1 million. $1 million for our city attorney. Our city manager, $400,000 a year. What is this? Isn't that how much the president makes? Well, not this president, but the salary of a president. You know, we're a city of 200,000 people, 210,000. And there's these salaries. Why? You got to ask yourself why. Staff, particularly all levels of staff in this city, need to look into this kind of nonsense that is being, all this money being spent on unnecessary things that can be spent on employees' benefits, employee salaries, and infrastructure for our city. Thank you.
Roy Blecker.
Item 5 gives you another opportunity to display leadership in Moreno Valley. I've come up here many times. The late Pete's come up here many times and told you to get out of the California League of Cities. You want to see where the money comes from that Chris and everybody else is complaining about? It's because you go to the California League of Cities, and I will quote Pete because he was there almost 40 years ago. What they talked about is how they're going to raise your taxes and take the money from you to enrich themselves. And that ain't changed because you can go to start page, go.go, and get anything you want off their information for nothing. You should pull out of that corrupt organization that is suppressing the people. No trips to Monterey or vacations or any of that. Why don't you go on their website and go on there and see how a city manager, council, government, I bet you not one of you know how they're supposed to work because not one of them does as it was designed. That's the exact confusion, as Karl Marx said they do. Oh, this is going to solve X, Y, and Z, when it does exactly the opposite. And that's to turn you against me. Again, I don't have confidence because the evidence says you don't have the guts to do it. You don't have the compassion or caring of the constituents you serve to do what's in their best interest. What you swore an oath to do and what you ran for office to do. Again, however you want to believe in God, the natural spirit, or anything, the right choice is put in front of you every time. There may be 10 million wrong choices, but the right choice is put in front of you. The right choice here is to show some leadership. We should have a staff that's putting on a recommendation to pull out of there. We're going to show you how we can blow those guys in the weeds and expose the corruption, the totalitarianism, the thumb on the scale that suppress the people, and that's one of the organizations that you are supporting and you're saying Moreno Valley's for. If you're for this shows that you are really against the 200,000 residents of Moreno.
Mayor, that concludes all of public comments on tonight's agenda.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. So with that, we'll go ahead and bring it back to the dais for any council questions, deliberation, and if none, we can go ahead and entertain a motion and a second.
I make a motion to accept.
I second that.
There's a motion and a second to approve. Madam Clerk, please call for the vote.
Councilmember Bernard,
Yes.
Councilmember Gonzalez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Baca Santa Cruz,
Yes.
and Mayor Cabrera.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That motion passes with 4 yeses. We do not have any public hearings this evening. We do have a general business item. Again, a friendly reminder that public comment on each general business item shall be limited to 3 minutes per speaker and must pertain to the subject matter that's under consideration. Those wishing to testify are encouraged to complete a blue speaker slip to the city clerk's staff. Item K1, approve policy 1.10, City Council Advisory Boards and Commissions, revising Section T, City Council Liaison, requiring an annual attendance report. And we will hand it over to our city manager, Brian Mohan, for a staff report.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, council members. The item before you tonight stems from the last council meeting on September 2nd, 2025, where Mayor Pro Tem motioned, it was seconded by CM Delgado, and council moved the item with a 4-0 vote, mayor absent, directing staff to bring policy 1.10 back, specifically section T, to add an annual attendance report requirement. In the staff report discussion section, as subsection A has been added, very similar to the attendance sheet that council recently approved for the council boards and commissions themselves, in which the department liaisons were to forward the attendance sheet to the city clerk, and then on a monthly basis, the city clerk would go ahead and include the council liaison attendance, similarly to the volunteer attendance, on a monthly council report for transparency purposes, but on a rolling annual scale. So it's always 1 year being reported. The language in subsection A was identified with underlined red verbiage within the staff report, as well as the policy revision itself. I would like to just advise council to take a look at the second sentence of section T itself, in which the council liaison shall attend at least one advisory board or commission meeting per fiscal year from July 1st through June 30th, and any additional meetings on an as-needed or as requested basis, subject to the council liaison's availability. Just wanted you to know what the attendance requirement or standard is related to the attendance sheet itself. With that, that concludes my comments, and I'm available for any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the staff report. We'll go ahead and move into council questions of staff. Seeing no questions at this time, we'll move into public testimony. Madam Clerk, do we have any requests to speak on this item?
We do, Mayor. The first two speakers are Christopher Baca, followed by Roy Blackard.
I'll take Chris's time if he didn't want to. Oh, boy. So we have a city council who cannot appoint planning commissioners permanently as they're supposed to be. If I was writing that report, that'd be the first line on there. Look at this clown show of they're trying to go back to the same policy of that, you know. If you had a little sharps, you'd go look at what I put for decades before you guys, because it would really save all of you a lot of time. It would save all these guys over here that ain't got guts enough, and I'll give you all the time. I'll give you the forum to prove me wrong. You want to know why you hear the same rhetoric coming up here from a diverse cross-section of this community? Again, I got to harken back to the young lady. It's lack of leadership. The sad part of it is we could do better. The fact is we don't. And if you want to do that, let's run a comparative analysis of communities in here and see how we stack up economically at a per capita basis with some honest numbers. Not that Moreno Valley's this because we're the second biggest city in Riverside County. Yeah, we're going to dwarf everybody but Riverside. What does that prove? The late Sam Clemens said, figures never lie, but liars figure. So again, keep doing a Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers tap dancing around everything and not fix the real problem. And just, let's pick it down and say, how great we're doing. If we're doing so great, why isn't Moreno Valley put up as a shining city and the example of how we follow it? No, you know what it is. Pete said it many times. It's why we're referred to as Moron Valley. All we can say is thank goodness for San Bernardino.
The next speaker is Christopher Baca.
Yeah, I believe he's not going to be speaking on this item. He already spoke on a previous item.
That concludes all of public comments for this item, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Go ahead and bring it back up to the dais for any council deliberation if desired.
Right, so for this item, I think that we should remove the second sentence where it says the council shall attend at least one, because it's like, I think we are all attending our commissions, right? And then adding in the attendance, because I know I'm going at least once, but making it like the floor, right? We should attend at least one. Of course, we're attending at least one. I've been attending all of them monthly unless we have some conflict, right? So I think that line is like unnecessary. And then like the residents had asked that our attendance is also included on the new form that all the commissioners are going to have their attendance, that we also be included. So I think that I would like to motion to take off the line 2. The council liaison, the highlighted part, shall attend at least one. It's unnecessary, and then to add in the attendance sheet as presented here.
I would argue that it isn't necessary, because if you take the line out and the line is not in there, you're assuming that everyone is going to show up to the meetings. So I feel like that's one reason to have the line in there, because your assumption is that everyone's going to show up. So while it is the floor is at least one meeting, the assumption is that people are going to be attending the meeting.
Okay, how about the council liaison shall attend their advisory board or commission meetings? Because it just is subject to the council's availability. I mean, we're attending the meeting, that we will attend the council.
Well, it is subject
here it is, that we're assigned to these commissions, right?
Yes, but it is subject to our availability, because there's a number of reasons that we wouldn't be available, correct? Mm-hmm. Whether it is, let's say League of Cities comes up and we happen to be out of the area and we couldn't attend that way. Let's say an emergency pops up. So I don't necessarily have an issue with the line of at least one. at least one meeting, because I know even as an advisory role, I will be very honest for those that don't know, I'm there simply just to sit there and just to observe. I'm not there to give my input because that's not my designation when I'm in those meetings. So I don't have a problem with the way it's written in here. Unless others have a problem with the way it's written in here, I'm kind of fine with the way it's written in here. Because I think, and the reason these things should be explicitly stated the way they are, because the expectation needs to be set. And I don't want to assume that everybody knows that, okay, well, you're going to attend all of these meetings. I think at least one is reasonable, because things have come up, schedules have changed. And when you are talking about multiple meetings or people having to, whether it's an emergency situation or something like that, and we've had to cover for each other, then yes.
Yeah, that's why we have backups, and I will let staff know if I'm not going to attend in enough time so that the backup could be called. And I've been called to as backup like really late where I can't attend it, and so I only pick councils. I only pick the commissions that are at a time where I can usually attend, unless like. I think the Emerging Leaders is on the same night this month as Trunk or Treat, and we're all expected to be at Trunk or Treat. So whoever the liaison will likely not be able to attend that. We had League of Cities, but it's understanding that, subject to our availability. But this policy is talking about the city council liaison. The city council will appoint a council member to serve as the liaison. So if we're not attending these, then, somebody else can attend these. And I don't go as on needed basis to my commissions. I attend, and I am the liaison. I give them explanations. I explain to them that, where you are a recommending body when they take something, Angelica knows, when they start discussing things that they can't make those decisions, we will bring them back to explain what their role is. So I think I do a lot more than attend as needed to my commissions at the very least. And I used to when I had other commissions as well. I think are you all attending your commissions as often? Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Yes, but I'm sorry, go ahead, Erla.
My only comment is, I don't think, I could speak for everyone here. We go, oh, at least I attended one of the meetings, and I'm not going to go again. I don't think we look at it that way. And maybe this is a little bit back to staff, the intent of that sentence. I don't think they meant it that way. And also on an as needed basis, that part could be interpreted. I mean, we're wordsmithing here, but the intent of that sentence, I don't know if staff can city manager can chime in. That first part of the sentence.
Yeah. First of all, this particular sentence and this particular section of this policy has been in there for a long time. So whether it's updated or antiquated is up to your debate. But when I was taking a look at the motion and the approval of council in adding an attendance sheet, I reread the entire section, and I just wanted to bring to your attention that if for some reason a council member liaison to a commission went to one meeting to meet the requirement for the entire fiscal year, that with this new attendance sheet requirement, if approved by council, there would show quite a vacancy of no-shows and no attendance for that particular meeting. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention to see if it was something that you guys wanted to talk about to potentially change that particular sentence as we are adding subsection A to section T, kind of wrap it up all at once. But my main goal was just to raise the question. The way I read that, if the standard is only one, potentially you could have a lot of attendance no-shows, but if that's not the intent or the way council reads it, then, and you guys understand what the standard is, staff is just bringing this to your attention that I would hate for any one resident and/or person to be concerned when a transparency report, such as an attendance sheet, comes to council and there are vacancy or no-shows. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. And just to chime in here, I am perfectly fine with the staff recommendation that's on the agenda. I don't need to say much more about that. I don't think it makes a huge difference unless we're going to entertain increasing that number dramatically, which is going to cause other issues and unintended consequences. So I think I'm fine personally with staff's recommendations. And the only other thing that I'll say is, I know maybe we all take slightly different approaches to our appointed commissions, but the way I kind of approach those is that, we're really there just to try to, if they're kind of needing some guidance or they need some answers, we kind of assist them to give them the information and give them clarity. But I definitely try my best to stay out of any deliberations that the commissioners are having or anything like that, because that's kind of the point of the process, right? We appoint the commissioners, they make their decisions independent from the council. They bring their recommendations to the council, and then we have our opportunity to put on the policymaker hat, the decision maker hat, right? So I try my best to just kind of watch, listen, and let the commissioners conduct their business. So I'm fine with staff's recommendations, and I think it's good, to just increase transparency.
I'm okay with the recommendations as they are as well. It's fine to be, leave the highlighted second line. I'd be okay with that, and adding in the attendance. And then we could just look at it when commission seats are reappointed at the end of the year.
Sounds good. So it sounds like there's consensus.
Yeah, I'll motion to approve staff's recommendation as presented.
I'll second that.
Thank you. There is a motion and a second to approve staff's recommendations. Madam Clerk, please call for the vote.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Bernard?
Yes.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Santa Cruz?
Yes.
And Mayor Cabrera?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That motion passes with 4 yeses. Next up, item L, the Regional Commission Committee Board reports. We do have a few this evening. We'll go to District 3 first. Councilmember Gonzalez will be providing an update on the RCHCA.
Thank you, Mayor. At the RCHCA Board of Directors meeting on September 11th, the board received the following reports: agency attendance roster, SKR mitigation fee transfers, financial report through June 2025, a grant status update, status report concerning Reserve Management Committee, status report concerning Reserve Management, Coordinating Committee, fiscal year 2024-2025 annual review and financial analysis, and SKR recovery efforts. Additionally, staff recommendations were approved of the following: approve an agreement between RCHCA and Southern California Gas Company regarding the incidental take authorization for the SKR for the line 2000W Phase 3, adoption of a surplus property disposition policy, approval of the schedule of Board of Directors meetings for 2026, and fiscal year 2024-2025 fourth quarter budget amendment. The next Board of Directors meeting is scheduled for Thursday, December 11th, 2025 at the office located on 3390 University Avenue, Suite 200.
Thank you, Councilmember. Next up, I will be providing a brief update from RCTC. Tonight, I'm providing updates from the RCTC Budget and Implementation Committee meeting held on August 25th. The committee approved the 2026 State Transportation Improvement Program funding distribution among the 3 geographical areas in Riverside County per the adopted STIP Memorandum of Understanding. The committee also awarded an agreement to Southwest Strategies for professional services for public information and awareness services in an amount not to exceed $750,000. The next meeting is scheduled to be held on September 22nd. That concludes my report on the last Budget and Implementation Committee meeting. And then for the RCTC meeting itself, held on September 10th, the Commission held a public hearing to receive input on the proposed amended Riverside County Transportation Commission 91 Express Toll Policy and approved to eliminate the zero emission vehicle discount. The commissioners had extensive discussion on the formats of further meetings and decided to conduct all commission meetings in person starting October. And to briefly expound on the zero emission vehicle discount topic, I'm certainly not an expert, but if anyone watching, anyone at home, any members of the public currently have one of those stickers to be able to drive in the HOV lane, due to funding questions at the federal level, state level, et cetera, there's some changes. And essentially, as of today, the plan is to basically sunset that program, so those stickers will not be available any longer. It is possible that it may change if funding changes are made at the federal level, but as of right now, that's not the case, and so they're preparing for, I guess, that worst case scenario where the funding will not be available and they will no longer be able to provide those stickers for drivers in California. And so just, would recommend anyone that does use that program to please go online or reach out to my office, and we'll certainly get you more information and get you plugged in with the right information on that. So the next RCTC meeting will be held on October 8th, and that concludes my report for the last RCTC meeting. Next up, we will go to District 4, Councilmember Bernard for RTA.
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight I'm providing updates from the Riverside Transit Agency Board Administration and Operations Committee held on September 3rd. The committee accepted the actuarial study results for the workers' compensation and liability programs. The committee also authorized staff to award an agreement to RCN Communications LLC for installation of onboard Wi-Fi routers. The total project amount of $250,000. The next meeting is scheduled to be held on October 2nd, and that concludes my report on the last Board Administration Operations Committee meeting.
Thank you, Councilmember. And last but not least, we have WRCOG, Mayor Pro Tem Baca Santa Cruz.
Good evening. This report is for the September 8th, 2025 WRCOG Executive Committee meeting, and the fiscal department's activities reports, committees, agency activities, and various external committees were all received and filed. Additionally, the executive committee discussed the following key items. The Regional Streetlight Program Annual Update. In fiscal year 2024-25, staff saw a 42% increase in routine streetlight maintenance work orders, a 23% increase in pole knockdowns, and a 142% increase in vandalism incidents involving copper wire theft. The contractor performance experienced a 60% faster timeline to repair routine street light service calls from 7.3 days to 2.9 days, and also a 35% shorter replacement time for pole knockdowns. This went from 85 days down to 55 days. The California Streetlight Association, CALSLA, is involved with SCE's general rate case, where SCE is requesting a 46% price increase for street light rates, and they have provided counter proposals. Regarding the TUMP program status overview, the TUMP program has collected $1.3 billion and reimbursed $1.2 billion towards transportation infrastructure since the program's inception in 2003, and this has resulted in over 150 programs being completed through the assistance of TUMP. In the fiscal year 2024 and 2025, the program collected $76 million. 86% of those collections are from residential development, 7% from industrial, and 7% from commercial. The program reimbursed $33 million while collecting $76 million towards a growing balance in the TUMP accounts. Year-to-year project allocations are not being fully spent by local agencies. 5 major projects were completed in this fiscal year, including the I-15 auxiliary lanes in Temecula, the Limonite Bridge Gap closure in Eastvale, the I-15 French Valley Parkway in Temecula, and the 215 Holland Overpass in Menifee, and the Hamner Bridge in Eastvale and Norco. Authorization to proceed with capital improvements at 1955 Chicago Avenue, WRCOG's new location. The current tenants include the State of California and Progressive Insurance. Staff is preparing to move into their new headquarters, building-wide LED light conversion, and build-out of unfinished space and suite improvements are underway. The next meeting is scheduled for October 6th at 2 p.m. in the County of Riverside Administrative Center on Lemon Street. This concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Mayor Pro Tem. That'll conclude our reports for this evening. Next, we'll go into item M, Employee Association Report. We do not have one this evening. And next, we'll go to item N, the City Manager's Report.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, council members. Just three quick items. I know that you have been introduced to Kyle Warzinski, our new Economic Development Director, but I'd like to introduce him to our residents and our business community. Kyle has come to the city with over 2 decades of experience in local government within the Riverside County, and various roles within economic development, community development, and even public works departments. He's got a master's degree in public administration, and he's actually accredited through California Association of Local Economic Development, or CalEd, as an accredited California economic developer. So welcome, Kyle, and now the community knows you. A few things that are actually going to be occurring before our next meeting is Public Power Week, which is a customer appreciation event on Saturday, October 4th, 2025, from 11 to 1 at 14133 Frederick Street in Moreno Valley. So please come on out, meet those that power your homes, for those of you that are MVU customers, and it will be lunch, Kona Ice, gift bags, and games, and you'll learn a lot about our utility. The other item is a Community Day of Service that will be right after our next meeting on Saturday, October 11th. Again, that will be 8 to noon. Meet here at City Hall for fun and games, some breakfast, and then we will leave for to deploy to Sunnymead Park and Woodland Park. With that, that concludes my comments. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And next up, we will move into the City Council closing comments, and we'll start with District 4. Okay, we will go ahead and move to District 3.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple things. First, El Grito, great turnout. Lots of families. A lot of our residents there were feeling enthusiastic of El Grito, of celebrating Mexican independence, and the pride that people of Mexican ancestry feel for Mexico and for their roots. And it's great that the city continues this tradition, and I'm sure we'll make it even better as the years move forward. So again, thanking city staff for doing everything they do at the event, and also meeting the individuals from the consulado. That was a great showing. Also, the family was there. My family was there, so it was great all around, and I was able to spend some time with staff as well. So it was nice. On September 8th, Bella Serra Park, the grand opening. It's a beautiful park. D.R. Horton, the city, did a very great job at developing this site and the amenities that it has for residents, from the basketball court to the pathways of walking and all the exercise equipment. It was the mayor showed up, Councilmember Delgado and myself, and if I'm not mistaken, that was the first plaque. I think I had my name on it, so it was nice to see that. I'll hopefully be there forever, right? So again, thanking everyone that and also the patio cover, so for some barbecues, right? So and it's right at this makes it the sixth park in District 3, right? Rock Ridge, Morrison, Weston, Winsong, Woodland, and Bella Serra Park, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you for again, staff, Public Works for the no parking signs along the Morrison Park environs. It's very important to the biking community, cycling community. What else here? I think that's it, and I'll end it with that and have a great evening.
Thank you. Next up, Mayor Pro Tem Baca Santa Cruz.
I don't have any closing comments.
And just a few brief comments, and we can all be on our way home. As Councilmember Gonzalez mentioned, Hispanic Heritage Month officially started on Monday and goes all the way through halfway through October. And of course, that is a celebration, recognition of the various Hispanic, Latino countries, cultures, Central, Southern America, and across the world. And today in particular is Mexican Independence Day. Actually, today is the day that Mexico celebrates and recognizes its independence from Spanish colonial rule. And yesterday, we had an amazing event, as always, as you heard the public speakers and my colleague, Councilmember Gonzalez, mentioned that the turnout was excellent. I got a lot of really good feedback. Constituents mentioned how much fun they had, from the music to the food. And again, just to throw some numbers out there, our population is over 210,000. Approximately 60% of that is Latino origin, and approximately 88% of that 60% is of Mexican origin. So our community is heavily represented, various different cultures and backgrounds. We are a diverse city, and I just appreciate staff for putting all that together. Y'all did an excellent job, and look forward to next year's event as well. I also want to give a shout out to police and fire. It's a heavy undertaking, to make sure everything is secure and in order, but y'all did an excellent job. And also, Fire Chief, I know you've been getting deployed to assignments very frequently recently, so just want to give you a shout out as well. Thank you for the extra work you're putting in as well, sir. Belisara Park, I won't repeat what has been said, but beautiful park, and there's more to come, more to be announced here very soon. Patriot Park as well, over in District 4. I want to give a shout out to Commissioner James Baker. That was his idea, so you got to give him credit, and we just kind of adopted it. Staff implemented that into our budget and our CIP. It finally was done. Within the span of a couple weeks, it got done. And that same day, you saw the community already coming out and shooting the basketball and everything. So love to see that, and really excited about that. Also want to highlight the Little Free Libraries. I just so happened to be at the park again with my son, Santiago Park, a few days ago. And the Little Free Library at that park was full of new books. So I want to just give a shout out to everybody from our city staff who's in charge of that, to all of our commissioners, our library commissioners who have responsibility to make sure that those Little Free Libraries are maintained, that they're stocked. There was a bunch of brand new The Scholastic books, and so my son was super excited to take one home, and he can't stop reading it. So just a shout out to everybody that maintains those Little Free Libraries. And lastly, just want to mention, we serve on various boards, commissions, subcommittees. One of them that I have the pleasure of serving on alongside Councilmember Gonzalez is the Economic Development Subcommittee. And we talk about everything economic development. One of the things we've recently started to talk more extensively about is the 2028 Olympics, known as LA 28, as well as the 2026 World Cup. These are huge opportunities, once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, and there's various ways that our city can be a part of these events and festivities. And so I don't have time to go into too much detail at this moment, but I did want to mention that because we are actively engaged in those conversations, communicating with folks from LA 28 and those folks that are in charge over toward LA and Long Beach to see how the city of Moreno Valley can get involved. If that's through For example, possibly fan zones or, hosting a country from around the world here in the city of Moreno Valley. But we want to do something special. We want to do something really special and want to make sure that we don't miss the boat on this. So I want to give a shout out to staff for working on that. And in the near future, that's something that will be coming to the council so that the five of us can have a conversation on that and then decide how the city moves forward on those initiatives. And so with that, we'll go ahead and conclude our meeting, and I will ask my colleagues if there are any future agenda items that you wish to add to the agenda. I don't see any at this moment. And so we will go ahead and move into item Q, which is adjournment, and we will officially adjourn today's meeting at 7:17 p.m. Have a good night.